All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about a part of your brain that you are using literally every single second of every day, but you probably never even think about it. It's the silent, hardworking engine that builds your world, the temporal lobe. But, to really get why it's so important, let's just start with a thought experiment. Imagine just for a second, you wake up one morning and the world around you, it just doesn't make sense anymore. It feels scrambled, broken. So what does that even feel like? Well, for starters, the faces of your loved ones might look like complete strangers. The words you hear might sound like total nonsense. Your most precious memories, poof, gone. Even your own feelings could seem like they belong to someone else. And this isn't some sci-fi plot. This is what can really happen when this one specific part of the brain gets damaged. So, what is the culprit behind this crazy disconnection from reality? Well, it all points back to one critical, kind of hidden hub right inside your head. And here it is, the temporal lobe. You've actually got two of them, one on each side of your brain, nestled right behind your temples. I want you to think of them like these super powerful computers that take in all the raw data from the world and transform it into the meaningful reality you experience. So let's peek inside this hub, shall we? First up, you've got the hippocampus. We call this the brain's memory architect. Its number one job is to take everything you experience and carefully build it into a lasting, long-term memory. It's the whole reason you can remember your 10th birthday or, what you had for lunch yesterday. And working as a team with the hippocampus is the amygdala. This is the brain's emotion director. So while the hippocampus is busy building the memory, the amygdala comes in and attaches the feeling to it. It's the reason a certain song can make you feel happy or why a specific memory might make you sad. It basically directs your whole emotional show. Okay, so besides being home to these two superstars, what does the temporal lobe actually do all day? Well, it turns out it's juggling 6 core jobs that are just absolutely vital for you to, be you. Let's break them down one by one, and you'll start to see just how this amazing part of your brain literally builds your entire world from the ground up.
Job number 1, auditory processing. So your ears do the work of catching sound waves, but it's your temporal lobe that's the translator. It turns all those vibrations into something that actually makes sense, like the words I'm saying to you right now, or the chords in a song you love. Without it, the world would just be noise. Job number 2, memory formation. And yeah, we just touched on this with the hippocampus, but it's a huge deal. This lobe is the factory where your day-to-day experiences get converted into memories. Every new thing you learn, every conversation you have, the temporal lobe is what stamps it into long-term storage so you can pull it up later. And that leads us right into its third job, language comprehension. I mean, it's one thing to hear words, but it's a whole other ballgame to understand what they mean, right? The temporal lobe is the master decoder here, letting you follow a story, read an email, and understand exactly what I'm talking about right now. Then we have its fourth crucial job, object and face recognition. Think about it. When you see a coffee mug, you don't just see a curved shape with a handle. You know it's a mug. When you see your best friend, you don't just see a collection of features, you recognize them. That incredible leap from seeing something to knowing what it is, that's all the temporal lobe. Next up, job number 5 is emotional regulation. Thanks to that little amygdala we met, your temporal lobe is constantly attaching emotional weight to everything. It's what makes you feel a sense of awe at a sunset or a jolt of alarm at a loud bang. It basically paints your entire world with feelings. And finally, its 6th core job is visual interpretation. Now, this is a little deeper than just recognizing an object. This is about understanding the meaning of an entire scene. It's how you can read someone's body language from across the room or navigate a chaotic, busy street. It makes sense of the whole visual story. So now we have the 6 core jobs laid out. But what happens when that system starts to fail? Well, this is where it all comes full circle. Right back to that confusing, scrambled world we imagined at the start. And here it is, the big aha moment. Look at how this all lines up. When the language comprehension job breaks down, suddenly you can't understand what people are saying. When face recognition fails, familiar faces become strangers. If memory formation gets damaged, your past just starts to fade away. And if emotional regulation goes offline, your whole personality can shift. Those mystery symptoms, they're not a mystery at all. They're just what happens when these core jobs can't get done. So, what's the big takeaway here? This isn't just some random bit of brain anatomy we're talking about. It is absolutely fundamental to who you are.
At the end of the day, the temporal lobe is your personal reality engine. It's working nonstop, totally silent, in the background, weaving together everything you see, hear, remember, and feel into the single, coherent story you call your life. It's what makes the world make sense. It's what makes you make sense. And that kind of leaves us with one last question to chew on. If this one often ignored part of the brain is so incredibly crucial to creating our reality, what other amazing things is our brain doing right now that we don't even notice? What else do we just take for granted?